Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for what used to be Rebate Wednesdays, but we are now rebranding it as Building Science Webinar Series for Energy Smart Colorado. My name is Matt Parker, and I'm the Energy Programs Coordinator here at Walking Mountain Science Center. Let me go ahead and get our today's presentation up. And can everybody see that all right? All right. Okay, so welcome to the Energy Smart Colorado program at Walking Mountain Science Center's Building Science webinar series. Today, we will be exploring our monthly topic, which is radon, as well as our program incentives. But before we begin, some housekeeping. This is being recorded for later reference. Everyone is muted. If you have any questions, please direct them to the Q&A and/or chat box, and we will address them at the end of the presentation. And I'm aiming at about a 25-minute slideshow with Q&A at the end. And we're always happy to stay longer if we need to. Here's our contact information for energy programs, our phone number and our email, along with our email address. As I send this out, these are all linkable or clickable links. So I'll be sure that your PDF version does have those enabled, but always feel free to reach out and we'll help you with any questions. So our team here at the Energy Programs Department at Walking Mountain Science Center is made up of Nikki Moline, our Energy Programs Director, Sam Phillips, our Energy Programs Associate, and myself, Matt Parker, the Coordinator. So I just want to briefly let you know what we do as a program. We service the Eagle Valley, which is Vail Valley through Dot Zero, and through the Energy Smart program, Colorado program, we partner with other mountain communities in Gunnison County, Roaring Fork Valley, Summit County, Lake County, and Yampa Valley. We provide low-cost Energy Smart Colorado home energy assessments, which include safety checks, including combustion appliance zone testing, which you'll hear me refer to as CAS, free energy saving direct installs called quick fixes, blower door testing, which is diagnostics testing of the home's air leakage, infrared camera photos, a review of the mechanical and HVAC systems in the house, insulation inspection, energy saving analysis with a comprehensive report, recommendations for energy efficiency improvements. And why do we often get home energy assessments? Mainly because of high utility bills, discomfort, or hot and cold rooms that shouldn't be hot or cold. If somebody's selling or buying a house, and carbon footprint reduction goals. Free energy coaching for homes and businesses is another we provide, which we help the community make smart energy saving decisions and connect them with local incentives and resources. We provide incentives and rebates for homes and businesses for energy efficiency projects, renewable energy implementation, and radon mitigation. We service local income qualified homes at 90% AMI, which is average median income for the area. And we also partner with the CARE program, which is another income qualified program through Energy Outreach Colorado. with all of these income qualified services, we provide free upgrades to homes that qualify, educational visits to the home, helping the occupants save energy and understand the upgrades and how they're helping them save on their annual utility bills. And we do the local outreach for the program and take applications. I also am tasked with radon awareness, which we provide free radon test kits to local homes year round. And just a reminder, January is Radon Action Month, which I will get into. We have a contractor list available and assist with bid evaluation and saving estimates. We also provide various workshops like this one and trainings, such as realtor training on energy efficiency, partnering locally with the Vail Board of Realtors, various lunch and learns with any of our community members, our municipalities, workshops, which are workshops, community education on energy efficiency. Over the last few years, we have also hosted some ride and drive and electric vehicle info sessions. And unfortunately, this past year, we were not able to do that due to COVID, but hopefully we can get on those again. And then we are doing work directly related to our climate action plan goals to reduce emission in buildings here in Eagle County. So why are we going to talk about radon for this session? So first of all, January is National Radon Action Month, which is supported by the EPA, our Environmental Protection Agency, and several of the nation's state and local departments of public health and environment. So let's get into radon. Radon is an odorless, tasteless gas, and that's what makes this a really very specific topic that I want to talk about, because you can only detect it by testing. It is radioactive, and as you can see on this picture, on the bottom picture, it's equivalent to 200 chest x-rays per week, per person, per year, at levels of 6.4 picocuries per liter. I'll get into that a little bit later. It is also the second leading cause of cancer, with over 21,000 deaths per year, and this is only second to smoking. 40% of homes here in Eagle County test high, which is levels over 4.0 picoliters, or sorry, picocuries per liter. So radon can be found everywhere. It's the natural decay of uranium into radium into radon. It's in the air around us, coming from the soil, but not to worry if you're outside. It's all right, because there's enough space in the air that it just dissipates without any harm to us, but it only accumulates in homes. So how does it get into homes, and why is this the location of concern? So what you should know, and how do you know if your home has high levels? Well, it seeps in through cracks and holes in the foundation of the home, which can be service piping, cracks and holes from natural settling, crawl spaces that are unconditioned. And if you think about your home as a container or a jar, and you put it upside down on the soil, that means that all that radon gas is going up into that container, accumulating, and thus concentration increases, which in turn increases our exposure to radon gas. So what is considered a high level? Well, the Environmental Protection Agency has determined that levels greater than 4 picocuries per liter are high, and we get this measurement from the Curies, who were the ones that discovered radiation. So that's where picocuries come from. And the average home in Colorado has levels of 6.4 picocuries per liter. How do you know the levels in your home? Testing is the only way to know. Long-term testing is one form which provides you a really good annual snapshot of the levels in your home. This test is usually put in your home for 90 days or more, and you need to contact a certified radon tester to be sure that you're getting the most accurate information. There's also short-term tests available out there, which can provide a high-level idea of the amount of radon in your home. And when I say high level, it's a short-term test that is a charcoal pack that is exposed for 2 to 4 days, which is 48 to 96 hours. And that's a picture of one of those in the left-hand corner. And so this is just a really small snapshot, but it does give you an idea of what's happening in your home. And here at Walking Mountains, we do provide free short-term tests for Eagle County residents at several locations. There is a slide, our next slide actually has those locations on there. And if you'd like some more information on certified testers, there is a link in the right-hand corner there. So here in Eagle County, we provide test kits at year-round at Walking Mountain Science Center at our front desk, at the Environmental Health Desk at the Eagle County Building in Eagle, also at the Elgibel Community Center in Elgibel. And for the month of January, we partner with Shaw Cancer Center for Radon Action Month, and you can get tests there at the pharmacy. And if for any reason you were unable to go to any of these or wish not to do so during COVID times, you can always contact me and I would be happy to send one via mail. All right, so once you've tested, once you've determined that you want to do a test, you've done the test, whether it's long-term or short-term, what do you do next? Well, if you have low levels, which is less than 4.1 picocuries per liter, you might want to consider radon mitigation. The EPA put out a statement saying that no level of radon is safe. So I would always recommend that you look into mitigation regardless of your test levels. If you have high levels, which is greater than or equal to 4.1 picocuries per liter, definitely obtain a second short-term test immediately if that was your first form of testing. If you had a long-term test that was already high, then we definitely want to look into mitigation. Considering conducting a long-term test, but if both short-term tests detect high levels of radon gas, it may be best that you just consider mitigating sooner than later. So when you're looking to mitigate your home, you should be contacting 2 or 3 certified radon mitigators in the area, and you want to get bids from them. That's why we say look at 2 or 3 so you can compare costs, which we are happy to do with you and go over those bids. And then you want to install that active radon system. For any additional resources about radon, you can visit our website at walkingmountains.org/energy, or you can click on the link at the bottom of the slide that says additional radon resources. So how do you get your rebate for radon mitigation and other projects that you're considering that are energy efficient? We have a simple 3-step process that provides easy access to information, the workforce, and incentives. Your information, step 1, comes from a low-cost home energy assessment or a free business energy walkthrough, and this determines areas of improvement and gathers data. your workforce, we then develop an action plan through the recommendations that are provided on a report that has been compiled from your home energy assessment or business energy walkthrough. And we connect you with an energy coach here at Walking Mountains. And we also have contractor referrals from the local area, which helps customize the scope of work based on your needs and the building opportunities. And then lastly, step 3, we provide you incentives. So you can implement upgrades and get rebates for this, and then also determine other projects that you might want to complete that we can rebate you for. So our home energy assessment, that's step 1. These are required to get any of our rebates. That is very important. This is a comprehensive assessment and includes all conditioned spaces in the home, including an insulation inspection and a review of the mechanical and HVAC systems. Certified building analysts will be in your home for about 2 to 4 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the size of the home. Free energy saving direct installs are always provided in our home energy assessment. So this includes maybe some LEDs, maybe a free thermostat, a hot water heater blanket. These are just some of the things that we offer for free during the home energy assessment. We do a blower door test, which is diagnostics testing of the home's air leakage with a great big setup that is fun to run. It's an interesting concept and always a favorite for our clients to see firsthand. We also provide infrared camera photos, which are taken during the blower door test. And we also do safety checks within the CAS zone. Again, I already said that that's the combustion appliance zone. And this is making sure that you are safe in your home as people spend more time in their home, especially during COVID. And specifically, the testing is done for carbon monoxide and natural gas or propane leaks in the home, as well as general observations for safety. And then culminating after all of this testing is an energy savings analysis with a comprehensive report, which addresses any homeowner concerns, as well as give top energy efficiency improvement recommendations. The cost is $100 per home or free in the town of Vail. And why do we, I already covered why we do these. Again, safety, comfort, and carbon footprint. So here is a very short list of what we provide for rebates for homes and businesses. You can see there's some air sealing, insulation, heat pumps, and LED lightings, thermostats. And then also I want to point out once more, we do, and we're one of the only areas here in Colorado that rebate for radon mitigation. This is very important to us because we are in an area that has very high levels of radon gas in the soil. So we are we feel this is very important for our community members to understand and get testing for so that they can stay healthy and decrease their exposure to radon, thus decreasing their chances of getting lung cancer. So for homes and businesses to get a rebate, here are our rules. These are very summarized, and we have a handout that we can provide that provides a lot more details on the necessary recommendations and requirements to receive these rebates. So our max rebate is for 50% of any project cost when also considering utility rebates, In the town of Vail, this is 75%. Homes may receive up to $500 per calendar year in total rebates, $1,000 in town of Vail, and businesses may receive up to $1,000 per calendar year in total rebates. A home energy assessment or business energy walkthrough is required prior to a rebate being processed and much preferred prior to implementing any of these upgrades. Part of that is because we definitely want to see what's happening in the building before and after these upgrades so we can provide you with savings information and how much you will be saving in your time in your dwelling. You must apply for your rebate online within 180 days of a paid invoice or project completion date. We require proof of a completed project, which is usually a photo, and also includes paid invoice and spec sheets of the project that you're putting in. So when I say spec sheets, I'm saying whatever comes with your hot heat pump water heater or your new refrigerator, any of that information that you can provide. And rebates may be assigned to a contractor, the contractor that's completing the project. So if you feel that you need an extra couple $100 to help pay for the project, we can always give that rebate directly to the contractor. And please always feel free to reach out and request a full list of our rebate requirements and rules. So one other thing that, another thing that I want to highlight as we're talking about our incentives is that here at the Energy Smart Colorado program at Walking Mountains, we offer an electrification mini grant rebate. So this means that we are moving from gas to electric, and this can be a space heating furnace or boiler, and moving to an electric heat pump, or water heating, going from a gas unit to an electric heat pump water heater, as well as cooktops going from gas to an electric induction cooktop. These must be installed per manufacturer's specifications, and all other regular rebate rules and requirements apply. For 2021, we are now rolling out a new, a higher incentive than before. And this is up to $3,000 per qualified home per measure. So you can do multiple. You can, replace your heating furnace to the heat pump and do a water heater to a heat pump, and you would get up to $6,000 possibly, depending on the project cost. Again, 50% of cost. And then $6,000 per qualified business, and I did not edit that second part there, but that is also per measure for businesses. So please feel free to give us a call or email us before you start your project so that we can better reduce your carbon footprint in your buildings and reach our climate goals for the county. So the town of Vail, you heard me say some different numbers for town of Vail participants. In the town of Vail, we offer free home energy assessments for any size home with the additional $100 value in quick fixes for free. And then the rebates are $1,000 per calendar year for homes and up to $2,000 per calendar year for businesses. And instead of the traditional 50%, we actually offer up to 75% of any project cost. And we're not the only ones that provide rebates here in the area. We also work closely with our local utilities to promote their rebates. We have rebates from Holy Cross Energy, XL Energy, and Black Hills Energy. So remember to stay connected with us to see what changes are going to be made here in 2021, as we plan to still offer our current rebates, but amounts and requirements might change. Local utilities have their own settings, their own recommendations and levels. So just be sure to talk to us or to your local utility provider. And then connect with energy coaches to find out information, because we're always happy to be here for you. And lastly, there are some tax incentives. This needs to be updated, but they are decreasing as the years go by. So always be informed on that. We're here to help with that. There are plenty of incentives aside from what we offer. And so we just wanted to let you know what other resources are out there. Directly from the Energy Star website is where we obtain this information for federal income tax credits and other incentives. So there are tax credits for residential energy efficiency and builders of energy efficiency homes, as well as energy efficiency in commercial buildings. Just make sure you talk to us about this, because again, like I said, these are always changing. And so we want to make sure that you have the proper information. And there are taxable tax credits for residential renewable energy products through December 31st of this year, which is 2021. And so many Energy Star products will qualify for these tax incentives. And so I'm just going to wrap up now. Again, here is our team, Nikki, myself, and Sam. Our contact information, our phone number and email address, as well as our website address. So I'm going to open the floor up to questions now. So please feel free if you do have any. Don't be quiet.
So Tony wrote
a question in the chat.
Okay.
Oh.
So Tony, you have 100 amp electric service. It's not upgrading.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah, so that is correct. We don't necessarily offer, well, let me phrase this differently. So when we say project cost, if you do need to upgrade your electric service, we would consider that in the project cost. So this includes the product, the labor, and labor includes if you need an electrician to come in, if you need a plumber to come in, that is all included in your project costs. So you could take all of your invoices, Tony, and put them in one pile, scan them in, and we would consider that one project.
So the electrical upgrade itself is considered to be part of the project?
Correct. So, so yeah, you would want to lump it in all in one time. Like we probably wouldn't rebate you if you upgraded your electric service now, and then 6 months down the road is when you put in the product. If you're doing it in one project timeline, then yeah, it would be considered part of that project cost.
Understand, it's got to be part of the global project done all at one time.
Pretty much. I mean, we're flexible if it takes, a few weeks between, your contractors getting in and out of the home. But yeah, it would be one project cost if it's all done together for the same outcome.
Got it. Thank you.
So Tony, we just did a pilot in some mobile homes, and the electrician upgraded to 125 amp. So there usually is a little upgrade, especially if you're going to go with the cold climate heat pump and the heat pump water heater, kind of like what Patrick did in his house. You will need to have an electrician come and look at your panel to see what needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm already kind of in the process of looking into that, but it's a very elaborate process that involves pulling cables from a transformer, blah blah blah, and it's not an easy project, and there's risk in it for me because if there is buried damage, it's the responsibility of the homeowner because, Mary, you may or may not know this, but Holy Cross considers the infrastructure from the transformer to the home as the homeowner's responsibility,
Yeah.
contrary to many electric suppliers considering that the cabling to the house is owned by the electric company.
Yeah.
So now if I've got a 200-foot pole of cable from the transformer to my house and there's a busted conduit underneath the road, I'm the guy that's got to bring the backhoe in to dig up the street to reconstruct. So I have to be really sure that an electrician can pull the cable before I actually pull it, which is a complicated process in itself. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. So
Right. And you're in a townhouse, right?
No, we've moved a little more than a year ago. We now live in a single family home in the Terrace neighborhood.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, and that's all a good point, and you're absolutely right with the Holy Cross and what we own and what you would own. And so, how do you heat your house right now, Tony?
We have gas forced hot air.
Okay.
Yep.
So there are heat pumps that will replace the furnace.
Yep,
So,
Patrick has one, and he's you guys' biggest advocate.
I know he is our
Right.
he and Lucille and the boys have done so much. Yeah.
And so the technology of these cold climate heat pumps is quite remarkable. So you don't have a long way to go to convince me that it would be a good switch.
Yeah. And did you get our invite for the upcoming workshops this month on heat pumps, cold climate heat pumps?
Yes, I did. I signed up for it. I don't remember when it was, but.
Yeah, the gas one is the 26th of January or the 30th.
Yeah.
And so if you have natural gas, those are one of those two, they're exactly the same.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's great.
On my calendar, so.
Great. That's great to hear.
But no, yeah, and we always say, both Walking Mountains and Holy Cross has contractors. We definitely recommend getting 2 quotes. So if you're really interested, I would listen to the workshop and then start getting quotes and stuff like that. We can help.
I just checked my calendar. I do have that listed on the 26th. So.
That's good. And then Matt, I have a quick question. With your rebates at $3,000 per measure, like if I put in a cold climate heat pump and a heat pump water heater, that could be potentially $6,000.
Yeah. So, I think we would consider it 2 different projects. So yeah, we would rebate up to $6,000.
And then you would take in what Holy Cross would rebate. So if we rebate $850 a ton for limit it to 50% per measure.
Yeah, so up to $3,000.
Okay.
50% per, whichever is the lesser of the 2.
Okay. Yeah, including the whole. Okay, that's good to know. That's great. That's really good.
And so just for simplification, we've seen some of these heat pumps going in for $10, $15, $20,000. So obviously they're going to get the 3,000 and not the
Right.
50%. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And what we're really trying to do is gap that incremental cost between, Tony, replacing your existing gas furnace with a high efficiency gas furnace versus a heat pump, because the heat pump is going to cost more, but then it also provides cooling, so you don't have to invest in an air conditioner. So, but that's what the rebates really are supposed to kind of bridge, that incremental price difference between putting in a high efficiency gas appliance versus a heat pump.
Correct. Yeah. Well, do we have any other questions, comments? All right. Well, I want to thank you for attending today. And as always, please feel free to reach out to us here at Walking Mountains and your local utility providers to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. And all right, well, everybody, have a great day.
You too.
Hey, Matt,
Oh yeah, what's up, Sam?
can you stay on with me after?